Hey there, Matt Ziga, EOS Implementer. These are a few tips and tricks to help you with IDS. Now, IDS is the issues solving framework, and it stands for identify, discuss, and solve. IDS stems from this discovery that even great teams get themselves into a room and they end up just discussing the heck out of things. Rarely do they ever solve anything. And so the IDS framework can be a great tool to implement in your meetings. Hopefully, you're using the level 10 meeting agenda and you're using your IDS to really truly solve your issues at the root. And so, here are a couple tips and tricks to make your IDS even better. The first thing to think about is when you are about to IDS an issue, you need to tee it up appropriately. What I recommend is teeing it up using two sentences. Number one, state the issue. The issue is I'm really frustrated with XYZ person. Period. One sentence, everyone knows that's what the issue is. Then state in a second sentence what you need to feel solved. To feel solved around this, I need some feedback around how I'm going to approach this person. Let the team know what you need to feel solved here today so they can zero in. Because otherwise, how most conversations go in a meeting, you bring up someone saying, yeah, I'm kind of frustrated with this. And everyone starts telling stories. Oh, yeah, I had an interaction with that person. That didn't go. We're 15 minutes into it. All we've done is tell stories about this person. And so coming back, that IDS framework is designed to keep you on point, to keep you on track, to help you use your time more efficiently, more effectively. And so tee up that issue. What is the issue? One sentence. What do you need to feel solved here today? In a second sentence. When you state what you need to feel solved, oftentimes it's one of three things. Sometimes it's just an FYI. What I need to feel solved is I just want to share some information around the progress I made with this initiative. That's it. You're letting the team know that this is an FYI. You don't need everyone to jump in and give you a bunch of feedback. You're not looking to do anything else around that. So that's number one. It's just an FYI. Number two is you might be looking for feedback. Guys, I really need some help here. I'm struggling with this initiative that I'm putting together, and I would really like some feedback around this area of it. So again, you're letting the team know where to zero in and where you need that help. The third opportunity or the third area that you can get clarity on is sometimes you're looking to make a decision. Team, I've done all this work. I share the report with you. I need to decide with you here today if we're going A or if we're going B. I want to walk out of this room with a decision on which way we're going. And so those are the three things that you might be looking for or might be needing: an FYI, feedback, or decision. So get clear on what you need and be able to articulate that to your team. The next is when you're setting up an issue, you immediately go into identifying. When we're identifying, we're peeling back the onion. We're asking questions. Oftentimes when I draw IDS up on the board, I draw the I bigger than the D and bigger than the S, because if we spend most of our time getting really clear on what the root of the issue is, it's going to make the discussion, make the solve that much easier. And so don't jump into telling your team, this is what I think you should do, or don't jump into discussion mode before you have appropriately identified the issue. And so again, I'm going to urge you to get curious, ask questions. Have you done this? Have you considered this? Has this happened? If you're the person that needs feedback, I also need you to be vulnerable and say, should have thought of that. I haven't done that. Or maybe I should approach this situation like that, right? Let your guard down, be open, be honest. That might actually be what I need to feel solved. Thank you for asking me that question. So once you feel though as though you've identified the root cause of the issue, you want to move on to discuss. When you're discussing, right, you're being open, you're being honest, you're being vulnerable with one another. Sometimes you're taking a shot. What about this? We thought about this. Don't hold back when you're discussing. But if you do IDS right, the discussion should also often be the smallest part of your IDS, right? You've taken the time to identify the issue. Now we're discussing it. We're hearing everyone's thoughts, ideas. From there, we got to move to a solve. And sometimes I hear something, I'm like, that's it. That's what I needed. And it's okay to jump to saying, I think I'm solved. I think I'm good here. That's the feedback I was looking for. And so I got what I needed from the first or second person. We don't need to go around to the third, the fourth, the fifth person. I love you all, but I'm solved. I'm good. Let's move on to the next issue. When you are solving an issue, make sure that there is a clear plan of attack. This is what I'm going to do coming out of this meeting to feel solved, and I'm the person that's going to take care of it. So, clear plan of attack, and someone should be accountable. That oftentimes should be crystallized as a to do. And so, lock that in as a to do to come back to next week, right? Matt, you said that you were going to go do that. Did you get it done? You can drive accountability in your meeting when you hold each other accountable next week to that action that you committed to. And so also be keeping in mind when you're solving an issue, make sure that you're solving the issue for the greater good. Be asking, is this really in alignment with the greater good of the business? Is this in alignment with our vision, right? Is this pivoting and making this move really truly in alignment with the greater good? You can think about the 10-10-10 rule. The first 10 is, if I make this decision, how am I going to feel in the next 10 days, right? Sometimes when we're making a tough decision, it's like, I don't know, am I going to lose sleep over this? Then you can think about the next 10 months. If I make this decision, is it going to impact the year? I don't know. Is that going to derail the year we're going to have? And then you can think about the last 10, the next 10 years. You need to think like, if we make this move, is this going to put us on the trajectory to ultimately going to where we want to go in the next 10 years? And that is where you want to be in alignment, right? Because sometimes there's going to be some short-term pain. Sometimes it's not going to be what exactly we want to happen this year, but ultimately, is it in alignment with our long-term vision? So make sure that the decision that you're making is in alignment with the greater good. Last but not least, when you're solved, good practice just to check in with that person who brought the issue and say, are you solved, right? Are you really truly solved here? The IDS framework is designed to keep you on track and keep you moving, but we need to check in at the end and say, did you get what you needed? Are you solved? And so I hope those couple nuggets help you level up your IDS. Reach out if I can help.